Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our St. Pat's versus Notre Dame broadcast here. Currently, we're going to take over from where we started last with 6 minutes left in the second quarter here with the St. Patrick Shamrocks on their own 8. Stephen, how do you feel?
I'm feeling pretty great. Last night, we were waiting here for quite a while. I gave a pretty good update, I'd say, the fact that there wasn't any update. But, here, this is a little interesting. This is the first time we've seen them go empty.
So, like you said, they're empty here with Aiden Larson. Their quarterback in the backfield. He's going to flip it to number 8. We do not have a player sheet, so this is going to be a bit of a rough broadcast
it's
here.
It's in my backpack. Hold on. Let's pull all this stuff out.
Okay, so Wozni is going to get the ball here on an Aiden Larson pass, and I believe taken down by, I think, I'm going to put my money on Olavello Ronaldo got to Wozni. But anyway, we're back here. It's 2nd and now 6 for the Shamrocks. The Shamrocks are in their typical strong gun here. Fitzpatrick will go in motion. The handoff is going to be fumbled by Larson. And I believe the Shamrocks will get the ball back, recovered by Larson, fumbled by Larson, which will be a loss of about 3, which will make it 3rd and 9.
I don't really know how to analyze that play other than that was a very bad result for the St. Pat's Shamrocks. 3rd down and 9. You got to wonder what they're going to do. It's going to be interesting because they didn't do a lot of passing yesterday, and if they did, it wasn't very successful.
Well,
2 INTs.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Matt?
I mean, I think the weather was pretty down yesterday, and I think teams were hesitant to do passes. That didn't stop the Dons from getting a 41-yard game by Nick Giamruski, but the weather's cleared up a little bit, so expect more passing here. But Larson is now in the gun with Wozni Jr. lined up to the left of him. Fitzpatrick in the slot, covered by Ronaldo. And Larson is going to launch it deep, and Fitzpatrick will not get to it, covered by Jordan Jaroulis there.
That was that's honestly what you want as an offense, one of your best receivers, one-on-one over Aiden Larson. Yeah. Just a little too much air underneath it.
Great coverage by Jordan Jaroulis.
Can't forget that. Great coverage by Jordan Jaroulis, number 8.
I believe he was flagged yesterday for a very questionable pass interference there, but did a great job of getting in front of Fitzpatrick but not touching him.
And now we see the punt formation from their own end zone.
I don't think they punted from their own end zone yesterday like Notre Dame did a couple times, but it's a line drive punt, good enough for Murphy to field. He's going to cut to the left. He's going to cut back right down the middle. He's going to be swarmed by 7 different Shamrocks, and will be brought down with great field position for the Dons at the St. Patrick 31 here with 4:16 left in the second.
If you're the Dons here, you're thinking you've got to score. 2 turnovers yesterday, and they scored no points. Obviously, you want to start off on a good run today.
Whoever gets the first score here is going to have a lot of momentum for the rest of the game.
That is
true. If the Dons can score first here right now, put them up 2 possessions. I know it's not really the start of the game, right, but it kind of is the start of the game right now. And, if the St. Pat's, if they scored on the first possession, which they didn't, would have been 0-0 basically. So there is a bit of a stoppage on the field here. St. Patrick's coach is talking to the refs. St. Pat's, the Shamrocks, I'd have to say about 20 of them are on the field on the 30 and 20-yard line. And
I'm not sure what they're talking about.
I am not sure what's going on here.
Is it there's a flag on the play. I see.
Oh, there was There was a flag on the play. Not enough yards for the first down, but enough for Pats to re-kick it, which is good for them because the Dons had great field position there. So we didn't catch that flag, but there was one. So Pats will punt again.
All right, let's see what we have here.
They're waiting a while. And, this one's shanked.
Oh, no.
And a Pats bounce, and it'll roll out of the 50-yard line. Off the boot there, I thought it was careening off.
Off that boot there, I was like, are they about to give the Dons maybe to the 35?
Yeah.
It takes a very good roll, good St. Pat's roll. Dons have it at the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
What we said earlier still stands. You've really got to score a touchdown here if you're the Dons.
Yeah. Like we said, Whoever scores the first touchdown here is going to have a lot of momentum going into the third and fourth quarter. Are they going to take a break between halves?
I am not 100% sure, but after the half, you will have Josh Lill and Danny Berg be commentating.
Yes.
Me and McMaster will be done.
Giammaruski in motion. He'll get the jet sweep here, and he's going to have a lot of room. Giammaruski with the wheels, and he'll get a gain of 12 there. Great blocking by the Dons wide receivers.
Yeah, that was the jet sweep there. Send Giammaruski in jet motion. Sales just flips it up in front to him, and Giammaruski does the rest with his speed. That's Nick Giammaruski. I know I made a little mistake, in the Mariners game, calling him Frank, but, that's Nick Giammaruski with a great play there. Funny story, I was actually sitting by his mom, and his mom was like, hey, this guy on Twitter said it was Frank. I was like, oh,
They look
man.
alike. They look alike. But besides that, Sales is in the gun with Sure lined up to the right. Giammaruski is at the top of your screen. I'm sorry, Garrett Dorson was lined up to Sales' right. Sales will then throw it to Giammaruski again, who is going to muscle out for a couple more yards after contact, and he'll be out at the 30-yard line here. It'll now be second and 3 here.
Second and 3.
That's
a great play. Rollout passes are really good for trying to create a rhythm with your quarterback. Take the easy hitch and let Giammaruski get the rest of the yards himself. He's going to get a little breather here on the sideline, though.
It was great blocking by Garrett Dorson there, who was lined up next to Sales. Now Ronaldo will line up next to Sales. Sure is in the slot to the left.
Christian Oren on the bottom of your screen.
He's one-on-one here. And Sales will snap the ball and give it off to Ronaldo, who's going to have a bit of a hole. And not enough for the first down. But it'll now be third and about 1. Oh, wow. All right, third and – I thought he gained a little bit there, but perhaps not. It's now 3rd and 2.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate – you want to gain yards there. But, I think the Dons, they got something here. They haven't been very good on third down this game, but, let's see if they can turn it around here.
Sure in the slot. Ronaldo once again lined up to the left of Sales, who's in the gun. Sales will once again hand it off to Ronaldo, who has a bit of space, but is going to be brought down immediately by the St. Pat's defense.
Yeah, that's the counter play there. It's like power, except just a little different. The guard kicks out and the fullback wraps around. However, that time he bounced it outside of the kickoff block, which gave that St. Pat's defensive end great leverage to make that tackle. Really unfortunate loss of 1 there on the Dons. You got to wonder, are they going to punt? Or are they going to try to go for it?
We're in the weird territory where it's too long for a kick, it's too short for a punt, so the defense or the offense is going to stay out on the field here and go for it on 4th and about 4, maybe 5.
We got
Sure now lined up to the right of Sales.
Trips at the bottom, Titan to the top.
And they're going to roll out. Sales is going to throw it here. Oh, nearly picked off by number 5, who is Jimmy Finnegan.
Yeah, that pass attempted to Jack Dunn. I'm not trying to say I'm an expert there, but he had the hitch to Christian Oren wide open there, perhaps getting just a little bit too greedy. It's an unfortunate play for the Dons, but we get to see this defense make yet another stop.
All right, so Pats takes over on their own 31-yard line, 1st and 10 with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. They're currently down 7. Now, they went. Did they go 3 and out? They went 3 and out last possession. And now Larson will line up in the gun with Wozniak Jr. behind him. And the handoff will be to Wozniak Jr., who will get a gain of about 1. A lot of gains of 1, 2, and 3 yesterday from Wozniak Jr., a powerful back. But he couldn't find a lot of space yesterday when they were running through the tackles.
No, and he couldn't. He couldn't find a lot of space there. That was that power play to the top of your screen with the bubble to, I believe, number 13, Vic Matowski. Aiden Larson's read told him to hand it off, but, that handoff got, maybe 2 inches?
He did that a couple times yesterday as well. Wozniak Jr., you won't find him losing a lot of yards, but I don't think he's quick enough for them to toss the balls. Larson will look for a pass here to 13, Vic Matowski. No pass interference will be called on the play. Not only was that uncatchable, Jarulis did a great job of standing behind the wide receiver, not touching him before the ball got to him.
Yeah, that was that quick slant pattern. That's one of their top throws, quick slants, try to hit that outside guy one-on-one with the corner. But, the Dons defense just did a really great job there defending that. And no home rules there for the pass interference.
Larson there was looking for Vic Matowski. That was defended by Droulis, and I believe a timeout will be called by the St. Pat Shamrocks as we're going to go to a break here.
All right, we are back here. St. Pat's is getting lined up. Notre Dame is still talking. Matt, I've got to be honest. This is a very important third down here for both sides.
It really is. If the Dons can stop the Shamrocks here, they're going to have the ball at what I would predict their own 30-yard line, and a chance to get some points on the board before the third quarter. If the Shamrocks can get this here, they can be marching down the field and maybe get themselves some points before the third quarter, as Larson is set up in the gun here. Number 30 will go in motion. Larson looks to pass. Fitzpatrick will get the ball, cut up the middle, cut back. Oh, my. And he breaks through a couple of tackles, and he will be brought down at the Dons' 45-yard line.
Yeah, that's a huge play there for the St. Pat Shamrocks, gain to 30. That's a little tunnel screen, You drop back thinking you're going to throw it deep. The lineman release to get linebackers. You throw it underneath those rushing defensive linemen. And, number 11, A.J. Fitzpatrick, I believe that was, did the rest.
It was great blocking there by the Shamrocks and a good play call. Fitzpatrick will get the ball once again, evade a couple more tackles, and be brought out at the 38-yard line?
38, something like that.
38-yard line.
That was that quick slant pattern. They had a quick slant route by the inside guy, quick out route by the guy in the slot. The Notre Dame's been seeing that slant all over and over, so they weren't really ready for that out route. But, that was a pretty good gain there, I'd say.
So the Shamrocks have found success here in the pass game, as their run game has been put on hold for a little bit now, and they'll go back to the pass game, to Vic Matowski, who the pass will be dropped by Matowski, who had, once again, room. I think that if you're the Dons defense here, Steven, you have to know that Larson isn't going deep here.
Yeah, Larson, I'm very interested to see what they do here, too. That was a little bubble screen there. They had the numbers on the outside, but unfortunately for number 13, Vic Matowski, that just goes right through his arms. They say catch with your hands, not with, try to pancake it a little bit. And unfortunately, that cost the St. Pat Shamrocks a possible big play there.
So the Shamrocks have 47 seconds left here on the Dons' 38-yard line. It is 3rd and about 4. Larson will look to pass once again for the third time in a row. It's a high pass, which will be caught by A.J. Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
13, Vic Matowski.
You hate to see that because number 8, Jordan Droulis, was there in pretty good position, but he got a little out leverage and maybe a little spun up there, wasn't ready for it. And unfortunately, that's a first down for St. Pat's for Notre Dame, with them driving into the red zone with 40 seconds and 9/10 of a second? Yeah, 10ths of a second. I can do math. All right.
So with one big play from A.J. Fitzpatrick, the Shamrocks have found their groove here with the screen pass plays, and they are marching down the field, and they're on now the Dons' 33-yard line. Fitzpatrick will go in motion with Larson in the gun. Once again, Larson will pass. Larson looks for Matowski, who will catch the ball. I don't know if it's a first down. It will be a second down here, second and about 1 or 2. I think if you're Coach Gafranza here, you have to be talking about the coverage on the screen passes. The Shamrocks have gotten a lot of room on the flats here.
That they
when
have.
They throw it to Matowski and they throw it to Fitzpatrick, and they're gaining a lot of yards here. And sooner or later, this little dink and dunk play by the Shamrocks could find themselves in the end zone going into a tie ball game going into the third quarter.
Yeah, there's currently a timeout. St. Pat's, he got tackled inbounds. We'll be back in just a second.
All right, so we're back here as the Dons versus the Shamrocks with 30 seconds left in the second quarter. The Dons are up 7-0 while the Shamrocks are marching down the field here. Larson in the gun.
I believe AJ Fitzpatrick in motion.
Fitzpatrick in motion. He'll look to pass again, and that will be an out-of-bounds pass here, which will be incomplete. Matowski is just Wozni is not happy about that call, and it'll make it about 3rd and 3 here, 3rd and manageable for the Shamrocks.
You know, Wozni, he's mostly been in between the tackles, you know, running the ball. There, they try to catch the Don sleeping, throwing the wheel route to him. That didn't work, unfortunately. It's now 3rd down and 3-ish for the Dons.
Larson's passes here are getting a lot of airtime here.
That so
you can you know, it's a little dangerous. A little dangerous when your passes are getting a lot of airtime. It could cause the Dons to maybe pick up one real quickly and pick it off here. As the Shamrocks are marching down the field, Fitzpatrick at the top of your screen. Wozni to the left of Larson, Fitzpatrick in motion. Larson will pass again. And that will be tipped by, I believe, either Jaroulis. I think it is Jaroulis who was one-on-one with AJ. Or was it Giammaruski?
Hold on. Let's wait for the guys with the binoculars.
Brendan Fick with the defense.
You heard it here.
Brendan Fick defended the pass that was intended for A.J. Fitzpatrick. That has to be their 6th or 7th pass in a row here.
Yeah, you know.
There is a flag on the play here, and it will send the Shamrocks back. I believe holding. I think it was on.
That was probably holding.
That was on. I think it was either on Mike Jackett or Brian Pritt there.
Yeah, you know, when they're not getting through, you know, you kind of question, you know, maybe the little handsy action with the pads and the jersey. But here, you know, you gotta wonder. I'm expecting maybe a screen pass here, or maybe that quick.
Well,
slant.
It's going to be a pass. They found no success in the running game. They've go into the hole with the pass here. It is now 3rd and long. I would have to say 3rd and about 16, maybe 17 here. Larson is in the gun with Wozni to the right, trips left. Larson will pass once again. He's looking for deep, and it's going to be defended by Jimmy Murphy. No pass interference called.
Yeah, that was all right ball position, you know, right there on the face mask. That's what we call customer service when it comes to ball placement. However, Jimmy Murphy was just coming over the top, was able to get in position and swat that ball away, leaving a 4th and about 16-ish. For the St. Pat's offense, and you know this is the exact same position. A little too close to punt it, a little too far to maybe try to kick a field goal. Let's see what they do here.
Well, it's very. I mean, this would be what, a 50, 48, maybe 50. I don't know exactly where. I think they're on the 3rd and 9, so it would be a 56-yard field goal.
Okay,
I don't think.
Yeah, I know what
any high schooler could make that, but they got to go for it all here. 12 seconds left. In the 4th, you got to think that they're going for end zone here, and a timeout will be called by the Dons to see what Pats was lining up, and we'll be back here with a quick break. All right, we're back here with the Shamrocks versus the Dons. There are 13 seconds left in the second quarter here, as the Shamrocks have found their bread and butter with the screen passes, mainly to Vic Matowski and A.J. Fitzpatrick. Larson in the gun. He'll look to pass. He'll look for some room. He's going to throw it deep, and that's going to be defended by the Dons. No interception, no nothing. Incomplete pass in the back of the end zone, and Anthony Sales and the Dons are going to have one more shot to maybe punch this ball in the end zone with a big play.
You know, that was basically a Hail Mary ball. There was maybe, 10 seconds left on the clock there, and he was getting pressure right away, so he had to scramble out. He had number 13. I believe that is Brian Pritt was breathing down his neck. He just had to throw it up there, and unfortunately for St. Pat's, they do not get the 4th down or the touchdown. So 3 seconds left with some change. I'd say maybe a QB kneel here.
I don't know. I think the Dons have the speed here to maybe carve out one big. I mean, they're a big play team. We saw it last week from Julian Schur. And they will run a play here, and they're just going to hand it off to Schur. And he is going to have some room. Schur is going to get a couple blocks, and he will be brought down at the 50-yard line. No time left in the second, and the first half is over. It is 7-0 Dons, as I believe the Shamrocks will get the ball in the second half. This has been your first half of the Dons vs. Shamrocks game, and we'll see you later.
See ya.
Notre Dame football is back on the air from Legends Field in Niles, Illinois. It's the St. Patrick's Shamrocks versus the Notre Dame Dons. Welcome back to some more high school football, homecoming football, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
Alongside with my color guy Josh Lill, it's Danny Berg reporting.
Well, folks, it's not a movie, and you're not hallucinating. It's St. Pat's versus Notre Dame, the sequel.
Sequel.
It took 18 hours to get through the first half. Yes. Last night the game got delayed and actually was stopped because of lightning with 6 minutes left in the first half. And we've been playing since with about a 10-minute halftime today. So, Danny, we're back to normal now.
We are back to normal, except our cameras look horrendous.
So, Danny, it's been a very interesting game. I mean, the number 10 Notre Dame Dons in the state, tied for 5th with Loyola in 8A, kind of struggling to put up points against St. Pat's here.
We were talking about it before we came on the air. If they don't do something quick, they're going to start dropping in those rankings, and you were getting at it really with
I was.
on St. Pat's last drive before
with A.J. Fitzpatrick mainly making some of those catches, and Vic Matowski too.
The defense on those two in particular have not been the greatest, as they have started to capitalize on that.
Definitely. I think one issue we also have to point out is Aiden Lars's passes. They're very high up. They're very lobbish, I think is the word. And the Dons, I think they're having a hard time trying to pick them off. I think if they can start picking off Larson's passes and read them a little faster, like they did yesterday. They had 2 picks yesterday. I think they can take storm of this league because the defense is playing outstanding.
Yeah,
it's more of
shutting them out.
Yeah, it's more of the offense. I think at this point they need to figure out their scheme. I mean, they've had 18 hours for the first half to think about it, and they just got another 10 minutes for halftime with a nice break. So hopefully that can help revamp them and maybe get them going. Because that against Providence, I mean, you're talking about putting 28 points on a top 10 team. You held Marist, a team you haven't beaten for 14 years, at their place to 2 touchdowns. I mean, we've seen this defense and this offense put up incredible numbers. So let's see if we got to give them some time maybe. We don't know because there's been breakout quarters. There's been 21-point quarters, 28-point quarters like against Geneva. So let's see if the Dons can really get it back and going. But let's see if St. Pat's can hold them off.
We shall see. Whoa. We shall see. Thank you, Wind.
Door to the press box has been open, and the wind is flying right through.
It is not a good sight if you're up here.
Okay, folks, and St. Pat's will receive the kickoff because yesterday, during the first half, Notre Dame received the ball first, so St. Pat's will get it, the kickoff.
Here comes all our Pats friends back. They're not
pretty
really,
good, and
it's not really our friends.
It's a pretty good showing for Notre Dame today. The student section is very strong for a Saturday morning, rainy and cold. I'll give that to them. Good.
Most of them are the freshman football players and everyone else that was in there. But, I mean, I see some other upperclassmen. And, I mean, first half, I mean, it was rocking down there.
It was. Matt Murphy will kick off for the Dons for Notre Dame.
Now, if you remember the last time we called the game, you would remember our majestic call on Matt Murphy's pick six. So make sure you watch our last game we televised and go to
the third quarter.
The third quarter, right before they scored. What was that? Their 6th touchdown?
I don't know. There was
it was 35-0 at the time when we called that. That was. Oh, there they go again.
Matt Murphy puts it on the tee, takes us 3 steps back, 2 to the left, runs up.
And here we go. Goes down the field, and they will take the touchback. Now, that's an odd commodity in high school football. You almost never see touchbacks.
Yeah, whereas in the NFL, kickoffs are pointless in the NFL now.
Yep. Might as well just have someone throw it.
You miss the guys like Devin Hester that would take it out from 9 yards deep in their end zone and just run it back. You got to want those days back, right?
I love those guys.
Well,
hey, that's why we have Cordarrelle Patterson.
Yeah, definitely. So, 1 second's off the clock. St. Pat's will take it from their own 20-yard line with first down. Dons are up 7-0 here, third quarter from Niles, Notre Dame.
All right, here we go. Hands it off and taken down right.
There's that
at the
dominant
line.
defensive line.
Going nowhere. Now, unlike our buddy Wozni,
Brian Pritt with the tackle there for the Dons.
looks like our buddy Wozni likes to run into walls. That was a moving wall right there, and he smashed his head right into it.
Yeah, the Notre Dame's defensive line is having a great year, especially against Providence last week with
That was
such a great
game.
You know, their quarterback had a great game against Brother Rice, and they read him perfectly. They were able to get to him, put pressure on him, and he only threw one touchdown.
2nd and 12 from the St. Pat's 18.
Fitzpatrick has his running back to the right. Receiver in
Snaps,
motion.
gives it to the running back again and goes nowhere. Pushed back again. We'll see where they mark him as Wozni as another loss, as it seems like he's always losing a little bit or he's gaining a little bit, and so far in this third quarter it's been a lot of losing.
Yeah, no gain there, so it'll be 3rd and 12 for the Shamrocks from their own 18-yard line with 10:48 to play here in the third quarter.
Can that 3rd and 14, another 2-yard loss.
Fitzpatrick has a running back to his right, 2 receivers to his right, and 1 out to the left. Receiver in motion, the slot receiver, Fitzpatrick.
Defense moving a little bit. The ball is snapped. Throw to whoever that is, and going for a run, and they will get a first down.
That is A.J. Fitzpatrick, I think.
No,
Maybe.
that is Vic Mikowski.
Those two are having great games
Oh,
yesterday and today. I think that's the issue with the Dons right now. You know, they get their first 2 plays, they storm them, maybe even losses of yards, and then third down, again, Larson's passes, they're not the hardest passes, but they're accurate, and their receivers are able to run the slants and kind of get past the linebackers and obviously the defensive linemen, even beat the safeties sometimes. So the Dons got to figure out how they're going to stop that.
Hands it off again. That much out of that one. Wozni with another carry.
Anthony Ronaldo with the tackle there for the Dons.
He likes to tackle.
2nd and 7 from their 36-yard line.
Got 9:32. Well, not anymore. Now 9:28.
Fitzpatrick has 1 back to his right, 2 receivers to his left, 1 out, or 2 to his right, 1 left.
Make a prediction. Maybe something to the right side, and my prediction's right. Goes to Fitzpatrick again.
Great tackle there.
Nothing out of that. Doors opening again.
Nick Gimarusti with the tackle there for the Dons. It's going to be about 3rd and 2.
5-yard gain.
I think this play right here is pivotal for the Dons because this is only giving the Shamrocks moving forward. That's only giving them.
They're starting to gain some momentum after the last drive before the end of the first half. And
Fitzpatrick,
now they're getting it again.
he's got a back to his left, receiver in motion. And now
Ball is snapped. Throws to, looks like Fitzpatrick again, and he's got a first down. Yep. I rest my case.
A.J. Fitzpatrick again with the reception and the first down.
A little surprised that Notre Dame's coaches have not figured out how to keep these two away from the football.
Brendan Fick with the tackle there. Also, Brendan Fick's having a pretty good game. He prevented that touchdown from the end over there, had a nice tip. Playing good coverage today.
2 wide receivers to the right. Ball is snapped. Throw goes to Mikowski, and it's going to be another first down. And the Shamrocks are really starting to drive down the field.
Let's see if we can see that defense that has showed up against the big teams, Marist, Providence. Let's see and the team that was there at the end of the first half, let's see if they can come through right here. Need a 3 and out.
Come on, student section. You're dead right now. You sound like Mr. Tully.
Fitzpatrick's got 1 receiver to his left, 2 to his right, a back to his right. Motion. He's going to the left.
Ball snap, throws to
Fitzpatrick,
and he falls.
Down.
Dons get a break. And a big one at that. Loss of 1 or 2. It'll be 2 yards.
So second down and 11.
Hey, that was close.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 0 difference between 1 and 2. Take notes, kids.
7:12 left to play here in the third quarter. 2nd and 11 on Notre Dame's 43 for the St. Patrick Shamrocks. Again, one of the best rivalries here in the state. 2 all-guys schools going at it here at 12:10 on Saturday. Ooh.
Ball is fumbled, and Wozny recovers it and gets it to the line of scrimmage.
Really good play there by Watson not to give up there. And good
Probably
job by
they're probably going to try and get to one of their wide receivers on the right side again. So they got a fast start out of the gun.
maybe a screen to, or a wide out to Fitzpatrick, and then maybe a slant.
Yeah. Don's catching another break there as they're back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 coming up.
Big play for the Dons right here.
They need it.
Stop
now
right
we're
here.
getting the crowd into it. Come on, kids.
Fitzpatrick's got his receiver in motion. That's Matowski. He's got 2 to his left
2
now.
is less.
Oh, could have been a false. Yep.
Oh.
There's a flag on the play.
Maybe a.
Looks like it's on them. And
False start.
false start.
on St.
Pats.
Yeah, the left tackle there, he got up just a little bit early.
Another break.
Now, see, on the last earlier on the drive, there was a penalty, and then they were still able to capitalize. So let's see if the Dons can take advantage of this, because it's to the point where if they punt it, a decent chance at a return.
So 3rd and 15 from the ND 46.
Fitzpatrick's got a running back to his right, receiver to his right, 2 to his left. We're going to see motion. We will not. The snap is off.
Throw is incomplete.
Great pressure there by the Dons.
That will force St. Pat's to punt, that's for sure.
Matt Murphy was on the coverage there. Christian Santos was one of the people to go. Or Hugh Keeney, my mistake, went at the quarterback. There's that Dons defensive line coming through. Jimmy Murphy is back to receive the kick. The snap. The punt almost blocked.
And it's coming down, and Pats will recover.
Murphy called for a fair catch.
Oh.
The ball took a bounce in favor of Notre Dame and bounced forward to the 31-yard line.
It did. For a second there, it looked like Pats recovered it, but I did not catch
No,
Murphy's fair catch there.
yeah, he waved it off.
Yeah, I didn't see
Then
that.
then they stopped it.
Maybe
Maybe
they
they.
a freshman for a reason.
Let's see if this
Alrighty.
Dons offense can. I think they need a big passing play right here. I mean, you know, Nick Jamusti's great 41-yard catch yesterday. I think they could get more plays like that. They have the receivers and they have the height and the speed as well. Sure, in motion. Low snap to Sales.
He's going to run it. He's going to take it himself. He's going to
There
get a
he
first
goes.
down.
Out at their 46-yard line, maybe? No, 43-yard line. For the first down.
Regardless, he gets a first down out of that.
Great play by Sales to keep his composure. You know, whenever you have a low snap like that, sometimes you start to you panic a little bit, but he had the composure, avoided the defenders, got around, and made a smart play. That's a 2-year quarterback on varsity as a junior. So Sales has had a very successful career here at Notre Dame as quarterback. Sales has Sure to his left. Receiver in motion.
Man, we got a flag on the play.
false start against Notre Dame. That'll push them 5 yards back. So 1st and 15 from the Dons' 38-yard line.
I think we can take the time to say right now that this telecast is sponsored by Max General. For every time we say Max General on TV, he will donate $1 to the NDCP Media Crew so we can get space heaters in this thing. It is cold.
Handoff to Scher. He's
got it a mosh pit.
Had nowhere to go. It's going to be 2nd and 13 on the Dons 40-yard on the Dons 40-yard line.
Yep.
2nd and 13. It definitely, I think Notre Dame needs to use their passing game right here. They have the receivers to do it. They have the quarterback to do it.
Make that Pats defense look horrendous, because they are.
Yeah, they're playing great today, without a doubt. I mean, holding the Dons team that has scored 119 points this year. To 1 touchdown, indeed. Sale's going to throw it.
And he gets sacked. That's at least 10 yards there.
The sack is made by number 35, the senior Mickey Layden. So it'll be 3rd down and very long for the Dons.
Very long.
3rd down for Notre Dame from their own 29-yard line.
From their own 29-yard line.
So if I can do math right, that's 11 yards, right?
11 extra yards. 3rd and 23.
All right, Anthony, time to air one out. It'll be from their 30.
If I'm correct, he has Jimmy Rusti on his far right and Oren on his far left, with Scher as his running back.
Oh, he moved. He moved.
There goes Scher. He's got avoids some tackles. Scher's still not down, but he's going to be wrapped up at about the Dons' 27-yard line. And it is 4th and...
You heard it there, folks.
And his St. Pat's player is down.
Oh, boy.
Hope he's okay. And we will take a short break. Okay, we are back here now as Notre Dame. St. Pat's player was injured on the play. He seems to be walking off the field, and we all hope he's okay and wish nothing but the best for him. So the Dons are going to punt. Jimmy Fidanzi had a nice day punting yesterday and today as well. He had the last punt before the game was postponed yesterday. So 4th and 30 for the Dons.
Good performances
High
so far.
snap.
Oh.
And pretty good pump by Fidanzia. And that's going to take a
bounce. Big bounce. They're going to let it keep rolling. Oh, all the way to the 17.
There we go. Jimmy Murphy downs the punt. Jimmy Fidanzia is having himself 2 days as a punter.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Not too shabby. All right, so Pats will go to their 17, so they got a long way to go.
Let's see if the Dons can force a turnover here. Right now would be probably their best chance to do it with the good field position that the offense would be in.
Yeah.
So Larson has a receiver to his right in motion, running back to his left, and 2 receivers to his left.
Hands it off to Vosny. And he gets nothing.
Defensive line. Defensive line's been really good on first and second downs today.
That Don Wall.
Mike Jeckett there with the tackle, the senior, who's having himself a year. He had a great game against Providence last week.
So we got 2:46 left. It'll be 2nd and 11 coming up. There you go.
From their own 16-yard line, it will be 2nd and 11. Notre Dame is still up 7-0 here in Niles. Larson takes the snap. Receiver in motion.
One receiver to his left, two to his left, and he goes to Fitzpatrick again. Gets right to the line.
Yeah, so it'll probably be 3rd and 10.
Coming up.
Now this is where the Dons have had trouble today, is on 3rd and long. Shockingly, let's see if the defensive backs. First of all, let's see if that defensive line can put enough pressure on Larson to force him to make a bad throw. But you got to hope that the D-backs and the safeties also are able to cover, guys like Fitzpatrick and Matowski, because they've been the ones coming through for the St. Patrick Shamrocks on 3rd down and long.
We need to get them covered with some of the better receivers.
So Larson's got 2 to his right, 1 to his left, receiver.
Got a couple receivers on his right.
Larson takes
Goes to Fitzpatrick.
This is where they've had success, but not on this try, as the Dons finally figure it out. And it will be about 3rd and 5 for St. Pat's, forcing them to punt.
4th and 5.
And that is what they needed.
Yes. Thank goodness.
There's Mike Jeckett again with the big play coming through for his team. Jimmy Murphy back deep to receive the kick.
Decent kick, but it will go out of bounds at about the 48-yard line of St. Pat's.
They're going to give him 46. So Dons are going to get 2 extra yards here. So not bad field position for the Dons. Definitely some chances to make a play.
They have a good spot to get started on.
Without a doubt.
Sales has got to get it down the field, though.
Definitely. Again,
get the pass game going.
Utilization of your receivers and your tight end. George Prosel, a very good tight end. Also had a really good game against Providence and Marist. And the receivers, too. Same with Julian Scher as your running back. He's also a very good option for slot receiver as well if you put him in motion. But he will start in the backfield next to Sales. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Sales takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Sales going to air it.
And incomplete.
It was in Jim Rusty's hands.
No flag on the play.
Great coverage there by St. Pat's.
That was a touchdown waiting to happen.
It was.
That was up there for a very long time. Not able to capitalize.
Sales read the backfield perfectly as Jim Rusty just had to slip through, and he was able to get a little ahead. But the coverage was there. Almost a great catch.
Ooh, so close.
So the Dons are going to be
2nd and 10 from the 46.
Most likely a handoff right here, maybe, or a fake.
2 to his left, 1 to his right. Does hand it off.
Here goes Scher.
Not too much out of that one.
St. Pat's is doing a great job of reading Scher today and yesterday.
They've been doing a good job at reading the offense the whole game.
Definitely.
Both
days.
This
is right now. This is the best challenge that Notre Dame has had offensively this year. They've the least amount they've scored in a game has been 21 points against Catholic Central and Marist. So St. Pat's is giving them a run for their money today.
Yeah.
The Dons are 4-0 on the year this year, and St. Pat's is 2-2. St. Pat's beating Leo and Carmel Catholic. Carmel last week, which was a very pivotal game for them.
Oh. Looks like down right on the 45.
Jimmy Fidanzi on the carry.
They're going to have to punt again.
Offense is coming off. Jimmy Fidanzia, the carrier, most likely will stay on the field to make the punt.
Yep. Got 8 seconds left in the third.
And Notre Dame takes a timeout. So do we see Notre Dame go for it here? They've had the chance, more or less. They have
4th and 9.
Yeah, they have had.
Could be.
Yeah, they have had the chances with the receivers getting open. Maybe you roll out to your left, most likely your left, because you don't have too much room on your right. But they will not go for it.
No.
As Jimmy Fidanzia will go into the backfield to receive the to get the snap and boot it.
Unfortunately. And it's caught. Down.
Same spot as last time. It's going to be, they're going to give it to him at the 20. Again, a good kick by Fidanzia.
Fitzpatrick with a good catch there. That's some very interesting spin on it.
Jacob Lombardi there with the tackle for the Dons.
So we got 0.3 of a second left in the third. And someone decided it'd be a good time to tie the shoe right in the middle of the field. Great decision.
So while we have the time,
We're gonna.
are we going to see, what are we going to see here? I think
We're gonna.
maybe just a handoff.
Yeah. I mean, they could run one. They can run one play. I mean, you still have time on the clock. I don't see 0-0-0 up there.
Yeah.
We could see something.
Fitzpatrick's got 2 backs in his left. One's going to roll out to the right with the 2 other receivers. The throw is made.
Is caught by Fitzpatrick and knocked out of bounds. And he tried to come back in bounds, and he ended up going out of bounds again.
Larson's pass complete to Fitzpatrick, taken down by number 24, Matt Murphy.
Matt Murphy there with the tackle for the Dons.
Our pick 6 dude.
our pick 6 man. So that is the end of the third quarter, and here we are. It has only been about 19 hours, but we finally made it to the fourth quarter of the Notre Dame versus St. Pat's football game. It will be 2nd and 10 from the St. Pat's 20, and we will be back after a short break.
And welcome back. It's time for a little fourth quarter action as we are getting going right out of the gate, and they're making him run right into the sidelines.
And it will be 3rd down. There is a flag.
Is Larson not able to really do anything as he was just basically running down that yellow line?
Roughing the passer against Notre Dame. So 15 yards and the first down for St. Patrick.
Why?
They had the pressure on him, but just had the late hit.
Why, cruel world?
So it will be first down for the St. Patrick Shamrocks, if I'm correct, from their 35-yard line. Again, St. Pat's getting a break.
Alrighty. Let's see if we can. Let's see if the Dons defense can do anything here.
The offense waiting
Maybe
on the sideline, eager
maybe
to put some points up here. So Fitzpatrick has 2 to his left and 2 backs with him.
Fakes the handoff.
Looks
waiting
like
to
he's looking for
throw,
Matowski.
And Matowski's got it. And he's down. Notre Dame 38. Him and A.J. Fitzpatrick have been on fire for the last 19 hours.
Without a doubt. 39-yard line for Notre Dame. Notre Dame's 39-yard line is where St. Pat's will be.
Curious to see who was fueling the fire when we were not on.
11:38
Get him off the
in
pasta.
a very unexpected game. I mean,
Yeah, we all expected Notre Dame to blow St. Patrick's out, but it's not looking like it today.
a great game, though, without
Yeah.
a doubt.
A great game in a span of a lot of weird events. That is dropped by
Larson's pass
Mikowski.
intended for Matkowski, incomplete. Coverage by Brendan Fick.
Brendan Fick there with the coverage, the senior. So it will be 2nd and 10 from the Notre Dame 39-yard line for St. Pat's. I don't think they're going to send everybody for a blitz here, but definitely the line's going to put on some type of pressure. And it's got to be a lot because Fitzpatrick, he's having all day to throw back there, except on the roughing the passer play. The offensive line, credit to St. Pat's, is having a great day. Dons are going to send 4 defensive linemen. They're coming.
To Mikowski, and
Great
they trip him
tackle.
off. Great tackle there. Want to say that's Jordan Garulis with the tackle there. Tripped up and was able to take down Mikowski with a swipe of his leg. That's the oldest trick in the book.
Jordan Garulis there was just confirmed with the tackle there. 3rd and 9, big pivotal play. Two backs in the backfield. One's going out left in motion. 2 receivers.
Getting loud here.
Screen pass left.
Caught by Fitzpatrick trying to find a hole, and he's not
going
going
to
to get it.
There we go. Down at the 36-yard line. That Don's defense swarms him.
Brought down by a host of Dons.
A host of Dons, as the announcer says. 6 of them just
Let's
right
see
there.
if John Sainer will decide to kick it through the uprights or just punt it through.
Back to punt for St. Patrick.
It'll
Jimmy
be
Murphy back to receive
Edison Lane to
for
punt.
Notre Dame.
Jimmy Murphy back to receive the kick.
Interesting, they don't have him
Jimmy
listed.
Murphy had a really good return earlier in the game that was kind of in the shadow of a penalty.
They're going to try for a touchback here, and they're going to keep it at the 1.
If that, maybe even the half-yard line.
Oh,
So the
man.
Dons, they're going to have their work cut out for them on this drive, which could be a pivotal one. If they score, that could put the St. Patrick Shamrocks away. But if they can't get anything here with the offense, if it's a 3 and out,
it could get very interesting.
very good. Granted, the punter, Jimmy Fidanza, has been having a great day, but still, that's some tight position down there.
Yeah.
That's putting pressure on.
Let's see what Coach Hennessy has in his back pocket.
Amazing job of St. Pat's today putting pressure on Notre Dame, giving them a real run for their money.
Agreed.
So the offense is going to head out there. Sales is the QB. He will take the snap. It's hard to tell, but I think he has a back to his left, a receiver to his right, and one to his left.
He hands it off to Sales. He's got to get out of there. They push him out at the 4.
Let's
So
hear that. Julian Scher's on the carry.
I'd give him maybe 3 yards, 4 yards.
They're going to put him at the 6-yard line.
Oh. Whoa.
So it'll be 2nd and 7. Give Sales a little more room in the backfield to work with.
2nd and 7.
Sales has a back to his right and one receiver on each side, and he hands it off.
Not too much out of that. Another mosh pit.
Using power running right there. Just Julian Scher up the middle.
Put on the jetpacks.
Brought down by number 95, the senior Kwame Achapong.
3rd down for Notre Dame from their own 10-yard line.
3rd and 3 for the Dons. Pivotal right here. A first down is much needed right now.
They need it. Let's see if they haven't been the greatest on 3rd down conversions in the entirety of the game. Let's see if they can change that here on this drive.
Just a note, what a crowd out here. Not just the student section, but Notre Dame has a great fan base out this morning.
They're not going to get anything there.
Scher's going to be wrapped up at about
3 and out.
the 9.
Oh, yeah.
As the punting team comes out with Jimmy Fidanza.
Oh, my goodness. Not what we needed.
Jimmy Fidanza will punt. Let's see if he can have a really good punt to come through right here.
All the way from about halfway in the end zone. Fitzpatrick calls fair catch.
It's going to be down at the Don's 32-yard line. Took an unfortunate bounce in St. Pat's' favor. And here comes the defense.
Yeah,
Much
they
like
got their work cut out for them.
to an NFL comparison, it's kind of looking like a Chicago Bears day out here.
Right.
This defense is playing amazing. The offense is just having trouble finding its way.
First 2 weeks at least.
Yeah, definitely. So
Wow, you're shunning the Redskins game. I see how it is.
No, I'm just trying to make a comparison. Catch the Bears at 3:25 on Fox against the Minnesota Vikings tomorrow. So Fitzpatrick has 2 receivers to his left, 2 backs. A.J. Fitzpatrick in motion. Here comes that defensive line.
Throw
The
down.
pressure's on.
Can't get it.
Cannot corral the one-handed catch there.
Speaking of upcoming events, we have another home game next week, as we haven't had back-to-back home games, and it seems like forever.
Yes.
Next week we are playing Montini.
Montini is an amazing team.
Oh, yes.
Much respect for their program that they have conducted over the years. They are, I don't know off the top of my head right now, but if I'm correct, I'd at least like to guess they're a top 15 team right now.
So that's going to be a good one. Make sure you come out for that. And for all of you Dons that are watching, we have our homecoming dance tonight. Make sure you're going to that.
Fitzpatrick with a pretty good carry there, a gain of about 4 yards. The clock will run because he stayed in bounds. And that will be out at the Dons' 30-yard line, right on the spot. 8 minutes are left here in this game. And what a game it has been. 3rd and 7 here.
Defense has to make some magic happen right now, as now the fans are getting into it. We've been waiting for this.
So Fitzpatrick's going to have 1 receiver to his right, 2 to his left, a back on the right of him. The Don Dome is shaking right now.
My.
The pressure's on. Fitzpatrick, the lefty, takes the snap. He's under pressure.
Drops
it.
it.
What a huge play there.
Wow. They needed that.
Larson's pass incomplete, intended for number 85, Shonis.
It's Drew Shonis with the intention. I think Matt Murphy.
Matt Murphy, I think, or Jimmy Murphy.
Jimmy, one of the Murphys. There's a lot of Murphys on this team.
So St. Pat's will go for it here. Their game is on the line right here, even though there's only 7.5 minutes left.
Even though we're about halfway through the quarter. I mean,
St. Pat's does have all 3.
This is their chance.
The bleachers are shaking underneath us.
Man.
2 to his right, 1 to his
nuts.
left, a back behind him. Larson takes the snap. The lefty, he looks, he scans. There comes the defense. Pressure's on. Incomplete.
Incomplete, goes out of bounds, and
No
a turnover.
flags. And a turnover for the Dons.
At
Great
the 30-yard
pressure.
line.
Coverage by Brendan Ficht, and the pass from Larson intended for the junior, number 80, Jack Ryle. And the Dons will take over from their own 30-yard line. Again, there is that defense for the Dons. Coach DeFranza must be very happy with his work today, with his team's work.
So here comes another day at the office.
Just another day. Very stressful one today. So Sales is going to have 2 to his left, 2 to his right, and Julian Scher next to him. And
hands it off.
It's going to be a pitch.
Sure. Letting him run. Couple blocks, and
Jimmy Roosty will get about
we'll get him down.
7 yards there. The Dons will go to their 37-yard line.
Second down for Notre Dame from their own 37-yard line.
Tackle made by Leiden there for the St. Pat Shamrocks. They're already going to send 2 receivers out to the left and none on the right. But Julian Scher will stay home with Anthony Sales in the backfield. Sales.
Passes snapped, throws over to Scher again, and he gets himself a first down.
Jimarusti.
Oops.
Brought down by number 14, Christian Slot. The result of the
Christian Schwab, the junior for St. Pat's, with the tackle there. The clock will run. Maybe this is that boost Notre Dame needed.
6:22 left on the clock.
Pivotal drive here for Notre Dame.
They got to keep driving.
Without a doubt. So Sales is going to have two receivers to his right. Julian Scher in the backfield next to him, staying home.
Pass is snapped, hands it off. G. Marusti is
That's
going.
Scher.
He's still going.
There's Julian Scher.
And he's down.
Gain of 12. Beautiful, beautiful run
There
by
we
Scher.
go.
Nice hesitation there. Way to see the pocket through. He runs right through the middle. He starts to go left. He fakes right, goes left, fakes right, and now it's just a
That's
zigzag.
a lot of fake. That's a hard line to draw there.
It is, without a doubt.
No rulers here. Sorry, science. It doesn't work that way.
Science and football don't go together.
That's why there's this magical thing called math. Ever heard of it?
Nope.
Oh, that makes sense.
So Sales has a running back in the backfield with him. G. Marusti in motion. The receiver to his right.
Fakes.
Scher.
Going again. He's got another first.
This is the Julian Scher we saw
Here
in
we
high
go.
school lights for NBC Sports Chicago. Hey, are we looking for a heat check right here, Danny?
We will see.
But they're going to take Scher out after his two amazing runs.
Yeah, he needs a breather.
With about a total of, it has to almost be about 20 yards he's run on those last two plays. Maybe even 24, 12 and 12. So Sales will take it again. One back to his left, two receivers to his right, and one out left. Jimmy Marusti in motion.
Ball is snapped. Flips it to G. Marusti, and they try to get him down, but he's going to get back to the line, and he's going to fight for a couple more yards. 3 yards, it looks like.
I think they're going to give him 4 or 5 on the play there.
Oh, I was close.
Michael Rolfs, the senior for St. Pat's, with the tackle there. It'll be about 2nd and 7 here for the Dons.
I was right then.
Good job, Danny.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Like a proud papa at Christmas.
Sales again. It's been working for them. Are we going to see Jim Marusti in motion again? Because there's 2 out to the right and 1 in the back. But we will not.
Hands it to Scher. Off he goes. Flag is down. And Scher's going to get pushed down near the line of scrimmage, and it's on Notre Dame.
We may see a holding penalty maybe on Notre Dame.
And we got an injured player. Someone's down on the field. It's Jimmy Finnegan that's down.
Hope Jimmy's okay. As we will take a short break from the stream. So the St. Pat's player is able to walk off the field, and we hope he's okay. Hope nothing but the best for him going forward. So St. Pat's breaks their defensive huddle. Notre Dame breaks their offensive huddle. Second down.
Second
and
and
17. I think it was a holding penalty that pushed Notre Dame back 10 yards. A tough break for them.
Oof.
Kind of lose yards on Julian Scher's 3 amazing runs, but we'll see what happens here. So 2nd and 21 here for Notre Dame. Sales is checking with the sideline. Takes a snap.
Snap goes to Scher and runs into a wall, escapes the wall, and gets hit by another wall. A lot of walls.
Maybe a gain of 1. 3rd and 20. Vince Waters there with the tackle for St. Pat's. And it will be 3rd and
21.
Mm-hmm.
My walls metaphor is really working today.
Yes.
I got to keep that in my playbook.
Well,
Sure
another
I do.
pivotal 3rd down for Notre Dame.
So no gain, no loss on the last play, but are we going to have a gain on this one? Let's
Sure flips it
see.
to the speedy G. Marusti.
Keeps going. He
There
might.
goes
and
G.
he's-
Marusti. Oh.
Where is he? He stepped out of bounds somewhere.
They're going to mark him 3 yards short of the first down. Great effort, though.
And we could see buddy Matthew Murphy kick here.
I don't know. Sales is not walking off the field. Notre Dame must be feeling pretty confident right now. G.
We shall
Marusti,
see.
yeah, G. Marusti is one of the faster players on this team alongside Julian Scher.
They're going to go for it.
Julian Scher is in the backfield, and Nick G. Marusti is the slot receiver on the right side, second inside.
Don Stadium getting loud.
4th and 3. Sales trying to draw them off sides. They're going to debate to take the timeout. They will.
They will.
And
get
most
time.
likely will kick the field goal.
Trying to run the clock a little bit.
Yeah. Trying to use it to their favor. Any points here are good for Notre Dame. Matthew Murphy has been having a great season so far kicking for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But with the way the huddle's looking right now, they might go for it, honestly. And with the way the offense has been playing, too.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
What a great game it's been.
Right. A great game in the span of a lot of hours.
A great, yeah. I think we're gonna hit 20 hours.
Yeah.
Well,
we're
let's
at
see, we stopped-
12:46 right now. The game stopped at like around 6-ish.
Yeah, it did.
And then we got called at like 7:30.
Well, they're gonna go for it, folks. Christian Oren and Nick Gimarusti are gonna be to his right side. Sales has Scher in the backfield left to him. Sales will take the snap. And
looks like something's going on with the Pats coaches. They're pointing at something.
Notre Dame fans are not happy. The St. Pat's coach is not having it today.
Nope. And the bullpen's getting into it.
He came on the field pretty far there. All the fans are looking for a flag. And they want 3:13 on the clock is what I think it is. So that was the issue.
2 seconds. Wow.
Interesting. Well, you never know. Time plays a factor. You look at the Bears versus the Broncos. Well, how 1 second changes that game.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I will give the Pats coach credit. He has something to fight for that.
Yeah.
But it's still 4th and 3, and it's still deep in St. Pat's zone. So Sales will have G. Marusti in motion. He takes it. He's going to roll.
He's going to roll.
No.
Run.
There he is. George Prozo.
Touchdown,
Notre Dame.
And that is exactly what Notre Dame needed.
It only took 19 hours, folks, but finally we have a score here in Niles, Illinois. Anthony Sales rolls to his right and throws to the senior, number 87, George Prozo, for the wonderful and most beautiful touchdown right there. Notre Dame is ecstatic, and St. Pat's is livid.
Naturally. Oh, there goes their student section again.
The Dons' touchdown comes with 3:05 left here in the fourth quarter, 13-0, and the kick, the hold by General, it is good. Matt Murphy with the kick there. 14-0 here at Niles, Notre Dame. That is what they needed.
Wow.
Now
So
the
we got
pressure.
3:05 left. St. Pat's has to get 2 touchdowns. So we're basically going to paint us a picture here. They have to score on this drive, and
This
then
drive,
they need a
yeah.
successful onside kick and get it down the field again in 3 minutes.
Well-
But they do have 3 timeouts.
Yeah, we have seen stranger things here in the world of football, without a doubt. We could give countless examples of situations where teams like this have pulled it off. But the Dons, with the way this defense has
Gotta
been
be
looking,
difficult.
and now you have them fired up on top of it.
You got everyone into it. This crowd has been dead for some time, and now here they are.
Beautiful play by Sales. It looked like there was no coverage, but he was able to see George Prosel open right down the middle of the field.
Patrick and Schwab are back to receive for St. Patrick.
The ball does fall off the tee here on a windy day, a windy, overcast day here in Niles, Illinois.
Hey, it's better than it being lightning and raining.
Yes, folks, last night it was a lightning show. The sky was lit up.
That was.
But our hearts were down as the game was postponed.
Although it was postponed, I mean, you can't. Not to be like a pessimist or anything, but you can't go wrong with a really cool lightning show. I mean,
that was impressive the way the sky looked. I will give it that.
I was walking back and forth from the school several times, and I was looking up, and I'm like, wow, the sky can do that. I can't believe it.
So they might have to have someone hold the tee here. It's going to be Matt Murphy to kick off.
So they can't get it on the tee. Now, this is not something you see every day.
It does affect how the kick happens. More of a squib.
We're going to get it to about, we're going to go 30. Flag is down.
Maybe a block.
Taken down at the 31.
Maybe we might see a block in the back here on St. Pat's. That's usually the case when there's punting or kickoffs. Anthony Ronaldo with the stop there.
Yeah, and to continue to whatever the word is, because the wind right now, those of you who are watching, you can't see it, but some of the flags that are over the stadium, down at the
American flag.
Yeah, the south end zone, and then some of them on residence houses. I mean, they're blowing like crazy.
Yeah, the wind is blowing south very hard right now. So we will get holding against St. Pat's, which will be a 10-yard penalty.
Which is good for the Dons, bad for the St. Patrick Shamrocks, and I guess they can't do that according to the student section.
The student section is alive here in Niles. It only took a little bit of a time.
Yeah. A lot of my peers in that group today. We got another flag. That is caught by, looks like, that is not Fitzpatrick this time. That is Jake Nunez.
Anthony Ronaldo there with the tackle.
There's a flag on the play.
So let's see what this flag has.
Holding.
And we got a holding on St. Pat's.
2 holding penalties in a row.
Pushes them back another 10 yards.
Should be their 11-yard line at this point.
And Pat's is facing a worst-case scenario situation right now.
Folks, I am wrong. It is not the 11-yard line. It is the 7. And they will run the clock here. So the clock is running, folks. With 2.5 minutes left here in Niles, Notre Dame. The Dons are up 14-0. St. Pat's a 1st and 24 on their own 7-yard line. But they do have all of their timeouts. Let's see what we can see. Fitzpatrick in motion.
Ball
here
is
comes the
thrown. Looks like Fitzpatrick makes that catch.
2 defensive linemen started storming Larson. Forces him not to make a bad throw, but had to get it off to who else but Fitzpatrick. The
obviously.
Man. Mike Jeckett there with the tackle. He's having himself a day.
Everybody's having himself a 2 days.
Without a doubt.
Thanks, Max General. Hey, that's $1.
We're up to 2 now.
Yeah.
So Larson's got 2 to his right, 2 to his left, and
gain of 3 on the last play, so 2nd 21 coming up.
Running back to him, the lefty. Surveys the field. There comes Jeckett, but he avoids the pressure.
To Nunez, and he is going to get back to minus. Well, he's going to get past the line of scrimmage, so a good carry there after he makes the catch.
Taken down by number 6, Anthony Ronaldo.
Ronaldo with another tackle there. So 3rd and 8, which is respectable considering how far back they started. I mean, they started at 1st and 24.
Here's the throw.
It's
going to be a first down.
There he is, Mikowski again.
Mikowski wrapped up by 4 or 5 Dons there, but they will give him forward progress at their own 31-yard line.
We are down to the last 55 seconds.
They're going to get Matt Olivella there with the main tackle. So the Dons are going to send 3 defensive linemen on this one. They're going to
Clock keeps running. Thrown, incomplete.
He put that one in the dirt.
Larson could not.
Pass intended for Mikowski there. Yeah, credit to Vic Mikowski and AJ Fitzpatrick. They are having themselves a great game over these 2 days. I mean, they've been carrying. They've ran those slant routes where they've gone out far on a screen pass type of, and then run their slants. They've done a great job of carrying St. Pat's through that time of play. Way to break tackles, make the receptions. Hats off to those two guys.
They've been making the Dons defense work.
But the Dons defense is working harder than those two.
Oh,
because the Dons defense is doing a great job
They're
here.
shutting them out.
There comes Jenkins.
Sacked. Ball is loose.
They're going to call him down. But Mike Jeckett comes from behind, beats his defensive lineman, puts the arm to his face, and comes behind Larson and makes the behind-the-back sack. Folks, the clock is running with 25 seconds left. St. Pat's will have one final snap at their 25-yard line. Jimmy Murphy is going to play back at Notre Dame's 49-yard line, along with Nick Gimarusti and Brendan Fick.
They will take the kneel.
St. Pat's takes the knee, folks. It only took about 19 hours, but the Notre Dame Dons have defeated the St. Patrick Shamrocks 14-0 here. 1 touchdown yesterday, 1 today.
They win the Irish Football Bowl this year.
Indeed. Notre Dame with an outstanding defensive performance. Again, another shutout for Notre Dame.
Wow.
Or their first shutout this year.
But the defense, again, another spectacular performance. This has been a common sighting throughout the season so far.
Without a doubt, this Dons defense is going to be a team. This Dons defense and their offense is going to be a team to reckon with as they go further through the season and the playoffs. So Notre Dame goes 5-0, and St. Pat's drops to 2-3.
They dropped their 3rd game now. As unfortunately, they're under 500, which is where Notre Dame likes to see them.
So Notre Dame next week, they're going to have themselves a challenge as Montini comes to Niles Notre Dame for a Friday night under the lights game. Notre Dame will have their challenges put out for them, but let's see what they can do. As for St. Pat's, I'm checking their schedule right now. St. Pat's is going to have, if you give me a second here.
Well, I'll give him a minute. As we saw it in mostly the second half of the game, and I think we also saw it yesterday too. St. Pat's, same 2 receivers, whole game. Defense could not do anything. They were targeted more than a dozen times, each of them respectively, but they couldn't do anything.
Without a doubt. But that defense, I mean, there were a couple plays there where it was looking like St. Pat's was going to drive it down the field.
And
Credit to the defense. Now, as for the offense, way to push through at the end.
St. Pat's had 2 good drives all game. Weren't able to capitalize.
And as for the Notre Dame offense, credit to them. I mean, it was looking rough. I mean, from their last touchdown yesterday to the one by George Prosel today. Way to just have the motivation and keep going, because you know it's easy to give up in that situation sometimes.
Yeah.
But credit to the leadership of the seniors and the quarterback Anthony Sales on that offensive
Great game
team.
by Sales.
Without a doubt, way to keep his composure as well. Great runs by Julian Scher towards the end of the game in the 4th quarter. Nick Gimarusti with a touchdown. Great game for him. He showed his speed and his power. Had an interception yesterday, as well as George Prosel with the 2nd touchdown today. And
Check the papers.
Yeah, checking the papers. Jordan Garulis with the other interception yesterday. So what a game here at Niles, Notre Dame. Definitely one to remember.
Wow.
So, folks, we thank you for listening to our high school game day live yesterday before the game. We thank you for listening to our 2 different streams. We know it was hectic, but we thank you for staying with us. This has been a representation of IHSA football. Purple Division versus Green Division. Notre Dame takes on Montini in a Green Division game next week, and St. Pat's has a Purple Division game next week against St. Viator. We can't thank you enough for listening to the ND Media Crew. This has been Josh Lil and Danny Burke. Have a great weekend. Go Dons, and we'll see you next week here in Niles, Notre Dame.